Okay, my name is Josie with Scott Leroy Marketing, and I am here to walk you through Website 101. We are going to work on your marketing profile, and then we are going to walk through the Kelly Guide, which will give you 3 basic pages for your website. So the first thing we're going to do is go to agent.kw.com. And once you get there, you'll enter in your username and password. And then go ahead and click sign in, and this will log you into Command. All right, so you've probably seen this before. This is your home page. And in order to find our marketing profile, what we're going to want to do is click on your name in the top right-hand corner, and then click on Settings. And this is sort of all the integrations that you can add to Command. You can add Facebook, Twitter, your Google Calendar, all these things. So if you haven't played on this page very much, we do recommend that you do so. And if you have any questions while you're in here, feel free to send us an email. For your marketing profile, we're going to go to the left side and click on Connect Settings. And then once you click on that, you'll see marketing profile opens up right here. So we're going to click on that. If your marketing profile is already set up, if you did set up through us, you'll already have a lot of this information filled in. And if not, we're just going to walk through it. If you do have it filled in already, it is completely editable. So if you want to come in here and change your headshot or change your slogan, you can do that. So this will just be a refresher for those who have this information filled out already. So the first thing is going to be a headshot. It needs to be a perfect square in order for it to appear correctly on all of your marketing. So we recommend 360 by 360. And if it's not a perfect square, it will appear a little bit wonky, a little bit stretched. And that's how it will appear on all of your marketing. So you just want to make sure that you've got a perfect square, and then it'll look right here. If you have any questions on headshots too, we do those all the time. So feel free to send us an email and we can help you make that look good. And this is your team logo. If you're not on a team, sometimes people will add like the KW logo or the Realtor R logo, this one. And that's in the notes, and I'm going to add it back in the notes again here in the chat, and it will also be hyperlinked. I wouldn't recommend putting the Market Center brokerage logo because we add it down here, and on your pages it'll be just kind of doubled up, so we're trying to avoid that. Make sure I got everybody in here. Okay, and then this is first and last name, and this is according to compliance with your specific state, with your specific brokerage. So sometimes if you have a nickname and you go by a different name than your actual name that's on your license, that can be a no-no. So you'll just want to double check so that you are in complete compliance. But go ahead and do your first name and last name here. And then here's a spot for your license number. If you're licensed in one state, that's fine. If you're licensed in 2 states, we usually put, the 2-letter state, or you can spell it out either way. And then we recommend putting something here, whether you're actually on a team or not, because this is the top line in your drop-down menu once we get your website up and running. This way it's branded to you. So we've branded this the Godfrey Real Estate Group, but if it was just you on your own, you would want to say, Josie's, Josie Wayland with Keller Williams Realty. So definitely fill that in whether you're on a team or not. And then your professional job title. And this also varies from state to state. There are certain states that require specific verbiage go in there, licensed real estate professional, something like that. And then in this case, we're the principal broker. Something new is the slogan. You can see the red asterisks here. So if you have a team slogan or something that you put on your business cards that you use in your marketing, you want to add it here. If you want to do something generic, you can just do for all your real estate needs. And that'll appear on your marketing as well. And for designations, if you just completed bold, or if you're a member of the ALC, you might want to put that on there. If you're a broker, you might want to add that, and then just separate them with a comma. You can also do realtor, all caps. And then a fun trick, if you're not on a PC, is pressing the Alt button, 0174 at the same time. And that's how you get that little R. So it's Alt 0174, and I just put that in the notes. Kind of a fun little trick. And they've recently added the military affiliation. So if you click down on this, you can select whichever one. And then if you select one of them, it will bring up which branch you are in. And if not, you can just leave it blank. It won't affect anything. Your bio, we do have a generic bio that we can send you if you don't have one. And it can be as detailed as you want. And you'll just want to make sure the proper spacing is there, because if it's all smushed together, no spaces, you'll want to hit enter in between each different thought. So the paragraphs are spaced out perfectly. And then she also put her phone number in there again at the very end. And then for the mobile phone, it doesn't matter if you put spaces or periods or parentheses or nothing. It's whatever your preference is. It will be clickable, from any mobile device regardless. And then office phone, some brokerages require that you put the office phone here, so you might want to check with them. We do put the brokerage office phone number down here as well. So I have had agents just put their mobile phone here, but again, you're going to want to check with your brokerage for specific compliance. Fax number is not required. And email is required. Now, if you're not using an @kw.com email, you can put that here as well. It doesn't matter. For the website, if it's a .kw.com website, you do have to have the https://. It will not work with the www. If you are using a separate website for your marketing, it would just be specific to whatever that website is. But as far as .kw.com, definitely going to want the https://. All right, and then your market center logo. I can show you where to find that if you don't have it. A lot of market centers will send it to you in a zip file. There should be different options if you want like the red, gray, black option, a white option, which looks good on a black screen. And I'll show you where you guys can find them too if you don't have them already. Now this does look wonky. It does look stretched and pulled, but I promise you it will appear correctly on all your marketing. And this right here under Market Center brokerage name. Oh, how do we know what our URL is? We might not know yet at this point. And so we're going to go through and create it. So great question. I'll show you, I'll get to that in a few minutes and we'll make sure you've got it. Sometimes you'll have to add it back in there. So Market Center brokerage name has to be your broker's licensed business name. Something they really pushed while we were in real estate school, broker's licensed business name. So make sure it's the full name. Instead of like I was at Keller Williams Realty East Idaho, it has to be in that very specific order. So just make sure you're in compliance. And here's where you're going to put your brokerage office phone number right below that. Again, spaces, dashes, dots, parentheses don't matter here. And your Market Center street address. Hopefully you've got access to that information. You should be able to find the exact address on mykw.kw.com. And then city, state, and zip. If you happen to know your Market Center number, you can add that in here. Each Market Center has its own number. And if you happen to know your brokerage license number, that can be added here as well. In compliance, legal footer text, she's got licensed in Oregon and Washington. It just depends on your state, I guess, if there's anything specific or that your brokerage requires. I know all Keller Williams would say the legal footer text, all our marketing pieces needed to say each office is independently owned and operated. But I found out recently that that is automatically done for us. So it'll automatically show up on all our web pages. So we don't have to put it in here, otherwise it will be duplicated. And then the legal footer link. If you're in New York or Texas, they do have specific SOP links. And so that will go here with the title and then the URL. So you'll want to check with your state or your brokerage to see if there's a legal footer link that needs to go there. And the legal footer image, you can put something here if you want. Keep in mind, it's very, very tiny, 128 by 48 pixels. So a thumbnail, but you could do like the bold logo if you've recently graduated from bold, whatever you feel like you want to put there. If you haven't set up your social media for business yet, you will want to do that first before filling in anything here. You will want to make sure that it is business related if you don't want to put your personal Facebook page on here probably. Twitter, Instagram, a lot of people do create special real estate profiles for that. LinkedIn will automatically be your professional profile, so no worries on that one. And then if you have a Google Analytics ID, you can add that right here. If you're not sure what that is, you can just click on this and it'll walk you through it. Google Analytics basically is a way for you to track who's coming to your page, you know, all the details of that, who's looking and what they're looking at, how they got there, things like that. The question is, can you put Ignite or just bold? Yeah, go for it. I would do it. You earned that. Okay, so if you've made any changes at all to your marketing profile, you're just going to click on the Save button right here at the bottom. And then I'll walk you back up to the top. And then once you've saved it here, let me show you what it looks like. Sorry. This little thing pops up right here. You're going to want to make sure use my information to brand my agent site is a green button, not gray. So you just click on it. This is, you don't want it to be white it out. I think I confused it. There we go. All right, so you want to make sure you've got that green button toggled over. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is go to our consumer tab right here. It's in the bottom left corner. If you're ever unsure of what these little icons are, if you hover over it, it will show you. And then also if you just click on the KW, it'll pop out like that. So we're going to click on consumer. And she's already got 3 basic pages already set up, but we're going to go ahead and do that together today. So the first thing we're going to do once we get here is click on Site and App Settings in the right-hand corner. And Josephine, I'm going to get to your question as soon as we're done. Don't let me forget. Okay, and then we are going to click on Learn More with Kelly Guides on the right-hand side, and this will basically just walk us through the whole setup. I'm using Firefox, and so this is a Firefox thing, but we feel like Command plays best using Firefox incognito mode. So you can see the little, looks like a little mask. We don't recommend using Safari or tablets. It doesn't play nicely with those. Google Chrome incognito command works well. Okay, and then we're going to click on Get Started. If you don't have your DBA logo, you can click here on the left-hand side. I'm going to just show you real quick. And now we're at KW Connect. You're going to scroll down to here and just type in your market center number. So 875, then you can preview your logo. And then you can download the whole zip file. But since we already have ours, we don't have to do that. So we're going to click on Acknowledge and Continue. And this is your home page. This is where we confirm our subdomain, and it can be really whatever you want as long as it's not claimed already. So we've got the Godfrey Real Estate Group.kw.com. If you wanted to change it, or if this is your first time here, you're going to type it in and then click on Confirm Domain. And then you'll notice 30 maximum character length, no spaces, no special characters. Any changes that you want to make, this is basically a preview on the left-hand side. This on the right-hand side is where we do our information, and I'm sorry if you can't see it well. We're going to click on Marketing Profile Information, and the beauty of it is that we just completed all this information, so it's already filled in. There shouldn't be anything we have to do here. Click on Agent Site. Good question. The question was, should we use Agent Site or Consumer Settings? Click on Agent Site. Yep, sorry about that. So you're all good to go here. You've got everything you need. Social media, everything we were looking at before. And then the KW app link, I do have to say that this is probably one of the only things that is not editable at all. What you get is what you get. Once it's assigned to you, it's yours. So just FYI on that. And then we're going to save and continue. On the right-hand side, you can choose from red theme or dark theme. Being honest with you, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. It just changes maybe the logo and the links, but it's a very subtle difference. So, for your homepage text, this is where you can change what it says right here. So, if, you know, list with Linda or something like that, you can see it update in real time. And then if you wanted to change this background image right here, you can. It says right here, recommended size is 1200 by 1200, but this is a rectangle, not a square. So we recommend 1200 by 600, and we can help you get that to the right size. If you need help on that, let us know. And you see here, there's 5 kind of stock images that they've already preloaded for us. If you wanted to add more, you have to delete one. So you would just click on the trash can. And then you can add your new one right here. There's your upload. And then you would select whichever one you want to use. All right, and then we're going to save and continue. All right, and this is going to be your Keller Williams page about your brokerage. So you can type in, you know, whatever brokerage you're at right there. The slug is like the last part of the web address. So slugs have to have dashes in between the words, no spaces and no special characters. So we're just going to leave this as about us. But if you were going to share a specific page, that's how that page would end. And then the SEO description is basically like if you've ever done a Google search and there's like the title of what you're searching and then a brief description underneath it, that's what goes here. So you can add as much or as little as you want. Okay, and for content, I'm going to drop this in the chat again. I'm just going to do some copying and pasting from this page. So it says about us content under the company profile. Okay, so I'm going to change my page header to say about us. And let's look at the intro paragraph. We're going to do that and stick that in right there. Section 1 headline, I'm going to go ahead and delete that just to make it easy. And then section 1 paragraph, I'll delete that. And then we're going to add in our generic information. Our team of experts represents the best and brightest in the industry, et cetera, et cetera. And again, I'm going to hyperlink this on the YouTube video on our YouTube channel. Section 2 headline, we're going to delete. Section 2 paragraph, we're going to just insert this right here. And we can change the images if we want as well. For the footer title, we like to change that to how can we help? And for the footer paragraph, we like to change that to contact us today. And then we will continue. Now you can see on the left side, the spacing isn't there, but it will be there, I promise. Don't panic, it will show up properly. And we've already got about me here, but if you're on a team, you can say about us, or if you want it to be more specific, about Lori, whatever you want. Again, the URL slug, it's the end of the web address, no spaces, no special characters, and then the SEO description about Lori Godfrey. And then content, see the spacing is right here in the bio. It's just not showing up right there in the preview, but it will look right. And everything's already filled in because we did this at the very beginning. And we're just going to click on continue. Contact us if you want to, if you're not on a team and you want it to say contact me, contact Lori, whatever you want to put in there. Contact -us, and then whatever description you want in here. And then this is just a prompt for your clients who are going to be looking at your website. So this is automatically in there just to get them thinking about what they want to put in their message. You can change that if you want. You can change the spacing if you want. So you can see the updated spacing over here. And then on this one, we do recommend putting spaces or dashes in between your phone number. I think this is the only one where we recommend doing that here. I have a question. Does it need to be full name or can you use like contact Joe? Yeah, for sure. Yep. Okay, and then we're going to click on save and continue. And we're at the end of our Kelly guide. Congratulations. We're going to click on manage sites right here in the middle, go to site settings, and we can see what we've created. And this is where your configured agent site will be, everything that we just did. If it's a brand new site, it does take usually an hour to go live. So if nothing's there, don't panic. But just to give you a little taste of what it looks like. This is what we've set up. You can also do featured listings. I'll show you that in a moment. And this is why we filled out the team information, even if we're not on a team, because that's how it appears right here. Otherwise, it'll just say your agent. So we want to make this as personalized to your brand as we can. And then here's all the pages that we created. You'll just have 3 for now. And then putting the Facebook URL in is pretty slick because it just takes you right to your business Facebook page. This one, it looks like it should automatically show up on her page. So I'm going to have to fix that when we're done with class. But that is our configured agent site. If you wanted to make any edits, you click on the 3 little dots over here. And this will take you back to that specific page. And remember, you're going to make your changes on the right-hand side. No free forming on the left-hand side. Okay, so we're going to go to site and app settings in the top right-hand corner. And I'm going to walk you through these pages. We're going to go from right to left. So we'll start here. Again, this is a Firefox thing that pops up, so don't worry if you don't get that. So let's say you added a page, maybe a mortgage calculator, which you'll learn that in website 201. This is where you kind of make the page go live, is back here. So if we just kind of created a page, it wouldn't be live until we hit add page. So we'll want to make sure we did that. And this right here is telling us that we have 2 about us slugs. So if you ever see that error, just keep that in mind. You have 2 matching slugs. One of them needs to be changed. So you could just change it to like about us 2, and that will make the error go away. But I'm actually going to delete the pages that we did. So you can delete them from here. Let's see. There's these 3 dots right here. Select page. And then you can delete from there. Okay, and then we're going to go, there's another spot where you can delete a page also that I'm going to touch on here in a moment. You can click on theme again. This is either the black theme or the red theme. If you switch it, it takes about 15 minutes for it to be updated. And again, it's super subtle. So we don't know that you'll notice much of a difference, and we haven't heard as to if anyone, prefers one or the other very strongly. If you click on featured listings, this is something that you can add to your site. It does have to be maintained manually. And we have a video that will show you how to do featured listings if you do have listings. And we will add that to our YouTube video in the links. For featured listings, it has to be an active house on the market. Commercial, unfortunately, we're not able to do at this time, and rentals we're also not able to do. If the listing is coming soon, sold, pending, withdrawn, any of those, it's not compatible and it won't display on your page. And then click on URLs. This is your app right here. Again, this is not editable. I have a question. Do featured listings have to be my own or any agents? I think you can do any agents. You just want to double check with your broker. Where I practiced, we just needed to have permission from the selling agent. So you want to double check on that. And then here's your subdomain that we created. And then if you click on the general tab, this is basically the Kelly guide, but just without having to go through all the hand holding. This is everything that we did. So here you can switch your pictures out, change your hero text, instead of find your dream home, list with Liz or something like that, whatever you wanted it to be. So you don't have to go all the way through the Kelly guide. This right here, we're not really sure about it. As of now, it doesn't really do much. So don't worry if you don't know what to do with it, because we don't either. And then if you have a virtual tour, you want to add that, you can add that here or edit active tours. And then, preferences. There's this, I almost miss it every time, but it says preferences right here on the left, and you wouldn't almost see it except for this little caret on the right-hand side. And you can enable or disable displaying Keller Mortgage on your app and site. Keller Covered and neighborhoods. So if you made any changes, you're going to go ahead and click on Save Changes. Okay, so we're going to go back to agent site pages. And if you ever want to know if a page is live or not, you're going to look for this teal eyeball. And you can also edit or delete from these 3 dots right here. So there was another place where we could delete it. That deleted it from your live site, but it still existed here. And these pages I did today, I'm just going to delete right now. So she doesn't have a bunch of different pages here. Okay, so YouTube channel. This is called, let's see, let me look at it, sorry. The class today was called Your Digital Website, IDX Sites 101. And we'll have all the links in there for you. Yep. And if you have any questions that I didn't get to, I'm sorry. You can always email us, support@scottleroymarketing.com. And thanks for coming to our class today. We appreciate you coming.